XProtect VMS is a suite of powerful open platform IP video management software products optimized for companies of all sizes to quickly identify and respond to incidents. In this video tutorial, you will learn how to install an XProtect VMS on a single computer. We placed both the license file and the installer on the desktop. Let's begin the installation. Wait while the installer is unpacking. First, we can choose the language we want during the installation. Note that you can specify a language for the management client later in the installation. We want to run the English version. Click Continue to proceed. Read the license agreement and select the I accept checkbox to accept the terms. Click Continue. The license file determines what XProtect version the installer will install. In this case, we have a license file for XProtect Professional Plus, but the installation steps are exactly the same for all Plus versions. Click Browse to locate the license file. Click the desktop icon in the navigation pane on the left. At the bottom of the list, click the LIC file. Click Open. Click Continue. Depending on the size of your surveillance system, you can benefit from distributing the system components across multiple computers to balance the load on the system. In this case, an installation with all components on the same computer is sufficient. Click Single Computer. Here you see the list of components in the single computer installation. The free Exploring XProtect VMS System Architecture and Communication e-learning course on the Milestone Learning portal explains what these components do and how they communicate with each other. You'll need this information for troubleshooting this system and for designing and configuring more complex multi-server installations. For now, click Continue. This is where we can specify settings for the recording server. The installer automatically suggests the computer name as the name for the recording server. We changed the location of the media database to a separate drive because we don't want to run the media database and operating system on the same physical disk. We also want to keep our video recordings for 14 days instead of 7. So let's change that. Click Continue. Finally, we can change the location of the program files and the language for the management client. In this case, we want to keep the default location and language. Click Install to begin the installation. To install the Windows IIS and SQL Express database correctly, the computer needs to restart at this point. Click Restart Computer. When the computer has restarted, it will automatically resume the installation. The software installation is now complete, and you can see a list of installed components in the overview. Here, we can decide whether to run the automatic device and user configuration, or to close the installer and do the setup manually in the management client. We want the system to assist us, so we'll click Continue. First, XProtect wants to scan the network for cameras and devices. The system knows all factory default credentials, assuming you haven't changed them. For security reasons, though, I always strongly recommend changing the default credentials. Let's add our usernames and passwords. If you want to know more about how to strengthen and secure your VMS, I recommend you download and read the XProtect VMS Products Hardening Guide. Let's start the hardware scanning. Click Continue. The scan typically takes a couple of minutes. Let's configure the Axis 211A camera at the top of the list. Click the plus icon to expand it. A device typically consists of a camera. Depending on manufacturer and product type, it can also contain a microphone, a speaker, additional cameras, and I/O ports. By default, only the camera is enabled. For this camera, we want to enable the microphone as well. Click the Microphones Enabled/Disabled switch button to enable the microphone device. We will verify that all cameras are online when we open the management client later. Click Continue. Next, let's add a new user to the VMS. You can allow access to the VMS for typical Windows user accounts. You can also add basic users to the system if you want user accounts with access to only the VMS. We want to create a basic user for the surveillance operators. Click to open the User Type drop-down list. Click Basic User. Let's fill in the credentials. We want to assign this user to the operator's role. Click to open the Role drop-down list. Click Operators. And click Add to create and activate the user. We're almost done with the installation. Click Continue. We have now installed the VMS, added cameras from the network, and created a basic user. We're ready to operate the VMS. Let's close the installer. Now, the XProtect Smart Client automatically starts up to allow you to view video instantly. I filled in the credentials for the basic user we just created. Let's click Connect. The Smart Client opens with a view that contains all the cameras we added during the installation. With this feature, you can start viewing live video without any pre-configuring in the management client. You just saw how to install XProtect VMS and perform initial configuration during installation. Visit our YouTube site to view other tutorials in this playlist.